Hello, my beautiful collective. My name is Calum. I'm an empath, a psychic, and an oracle of sorts. And I just dropped my phone. Um, I'm going to get a message out for you today. We're going to do a tarot reading. I already cleared the energy and did like a little prayer to get us started. I honestly already recorded like 20 minutes of this reading, and um, it just took me a little bit to get into the vibe of what this energy is. So I kind of wanted to just restart and um, have a better jumping off point. So there is a decision coming your way. It seems like some kind of decision around love or some kind of relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be for love. Love can also, you can take love however you want to perceive it, because love is something that exists romantically, platonically. It can also be relating to like familial bonds. So take this however it resonates. This is going to be I'm going to leave it a little open-ended. I've got an idea of what we're talking about here, but I want to see what comes out as I pull cards so we can get a feel for what your situation might be. Yeah, but it feels like there is some kind of important decision that you're going to be faced with. Some kind of decision, it seems like from the past. We'll get into that. Just going to do like a really standard spread. We have the wheel as our first card. That's for the present energy. In the past, we have the King of Pentacles. I just saw the sun. It didn't come out. But for the future, we have the three of Pentacles. Very interesting. So it feels like there's some kind of shift that has taken place. We have the Page of Cups as the challenge to the wheel. It feels like there's a lot of change happening. There's a lot of things shifting around you, a lot of new energy, maybe things shifting in your favor, but I almost feel like there's kind of this understanding that things are moving forward. The Three of Pentacles is in the future, so I feel like this decision is going to be kind of around what your collaborations are going to look like, whether that's in a relationship or just in like friendships, the people that you're working with. The Page of Cups is the challenge to the wheel, so there's this need for like open-mindedness, this need to keep like a very chipper attitude, and kind of I'm almost hearing just like try to keep yourself happy. Try to align with what makes you feel good. Really trusting that the feelings in your body know what is safe for you, what is good for you. The Devil is on the bottom of the deck, which the Devil came out in the spread I did earlier. And it kind of felt like in this deck, I've been really resonating with the idea of it, where it's like dare to go to like distant lands, to explore the Devil's like stronghold, so that you can see whether it resonates for you or not. It's like doing this for the sense of danger, because there's kind of this aspect where like your intuition is going to know what is right for you and what is not. And also there's a need with the Devil to not get attached to what the Devil has to offer, all of the glitz and glamour, the simple pleasures that he has to offer, because they may be something that you either get attached to or that you won't be able to escape from. So it's interesting. This is kind of like our overarching energy as we're just getting started. But I want to get to know what is going to be in the conscious. The sun, exactly. So it seems like you're really focused on your happiness. You're really focused on what makes you feel good. And I think that's exactly the mindset you need to have going into whatever this decision is. In the subconscious, we have the Seven of Wands. It seems like you know what needs to be done, and you know how to do it. The King of Swords came out as the advice. But it seems like you have, no matter what this decision looks like for you, no matter how it comes forward. You're no matter which way you go, there's kind of like you have such a strong internal sense of knowing that like it's going to be okay. Um, we're going to expand on this because I don't think we've really gotten into the meat of this, what this decision is going to look like. We're kind of just looking at your energy around it right now, before this comes in, so that we can get a little better understanding of how this is going to affect you, how you're going to be looking at this. The external, we have the Knight of Wands. It seems like you might be pushing yourself really hard right now. You might be in a situation where you're like in the heat of the battle in a sense. And I don't necessarily mean that in like a chaotic bad sort of way. It just seems like there could be a lot of like stuff happening around you, and you're having to like really give it your all to stay aligned with yourself, but also like you might just be expending a lot of energy on the things around you, maybe taking care of people, but I kind of get the sense that you're just like working a lot. A lot of shit going on. I don't know. But with the Ace of Cups, you have this like, you know that the things that you're doing so that you can kind of I don't want to just say like pour into yourself, because there's more to this than that. It's like you're hoping that by doing all this work now, you'll be like satisfied in the future. Give me more on that, because it feels like there's something deeper there. We have the page, or not the page, the Queen of Swords. Interesting. I'm going to come back to that in a moment. And the outcome is the Knight of Cups. So it very much feels like you have this understanding that like the circumstances you're in aren't permanent. It seems like you could be in like kind of a challenging time of your life right now, but not as challenging as it's been. Like these are things that you are fully capable of handling. In the subconscious, we have Seven of Wands, and that just tells me that you are very strong-willed, and you have faced worse. Is kind of what I'm getting. But this is kind of like a moment of like you're like packing the gravel a little bit, like really finding your sense of grounding in this time of like transition or this new era of your life. But the Three of Pentacles being in the future as well makes me think that you have this hope to like allow more people to help you. That might be what you're working towards. Like you could be networking in some sort of way with the Knight of Wands, the King of Swords being the advice. But I want to read the King of Swords, because I feel like there's sort of a Spirit's wanting you to kind of like check in with yourself a little bit. The king is on his throne, waiting for travelers to seek his advice. You are that king, intelligent, determined, rational, and open to dialogue, but only with those who really want to listen. Do not isolate yourself. Continue your work with virtue and without malice towards those who would like to usurp your power. It seems like you are kind of... You might be waiting for whatever this decision is, whatever this offer that's coming your way is. And you're just kind of like prepared for it, because you have some sense of like, I don't know. It's like there's a catalyst waiting to happen. But the King of Pentacles being in the past is also really interesting, because it kind of emphasizes this idea that you've kind of like recently stepped into a position of power. So maybe you're in a place where you're like having to like manage a lot of people, and that's why the Knight of Wands is in the external. People are like really looking at you, looking to you to guide the way a little bit. And that there's kind of a sense of pressure from that. and now you're having to navigate this empire that you've amassed. Um, and you're really just trying to keep your head on your shoulders and keep your chin up. Um, and the sun being in the conscious is very beautiful because it just feels like there's not like stress around this. It's like it's good stress. You're like really happy about these things that you're doing, which is very beautiful. But you might be like overextending yourself a little bit, and there's kind of this need to like gauge what is too much, what is not enough, not even not enough, because I feel like you're doing everything in your power to make these things happen, whatever this looks like for you, whatever situation you're in where you're having to um, kind of expend a bit of energy to like move shit forward. Which almost with the wheel, it might be like you're trying to really like push things forward, and there might be like a little resistance there because there's nothing you can really do but like just surrender to the way things are moving forward. And yet you're still pushing despite, which is admirable. But there's also the sense to just kind of like, with the Page of Cups being the challenge, like open yourself up to like the fact that you're in this place doing beautiful things, and you just need to be appreciative for this moment you're in, because if we rush to the finish line, we won't appreciate the race along the way. Yeah, with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Cups, I almost feel like the Ace of Cups I thought was like the hope at first, but I almost feel like it's kind of a fear where you're a little like scared of running yourself dry, which I feel like is very much this need to evaluate like if you can tell that you are like burning yourself out, overextending, running yourself into the ground a little bit, like maybe take a moment, breathe, and like give yourself a little moment to just like appreciate yourself, the work you're putting in, and know that like tomorrow's a whole nother day to do more things, and you're not. It's not a crime to take care of yourself, to prioritize your well-being. Um, but the Queen of Swords almost might be. I don't know. I feel like there's this aspect of there's like a hope for recognition, I want to say, which is weird for me to say coming with the Queen of Swords, because that's not really what this card speaks to, but that's just like what I'm hearing. Um, yeah, it kind of just feels like you are. She uses her intuition and acts according to the situation. Um, The enterprise you are about to embark on requires logic, rationality, and cold calculation. I kind of feel like you're just trying to be the best boss you can be, is kind of what I'm getting. Which it's interesting because this energy felt so lovey-dovey when I first was like reading into it, when I was first feeling into it. But it feels like you're not even focused on whatever this offer is that's about to come in. And trust, we'll get into the offer in a moment. I just want to focus on your energy first, which it feels like that's what you're doing, is really focusing on your world, the things that you're building, the things you're taking care of, the enterprises you're embarking on. And it feels like you really just have like everyone's best interests at heart. So your focus is really drawn to that. But I think your focus is also kind of drifting away from yourself and more towards these things you're doing. And there's just kind of a call to like really take care of your sense of well-being as well. Do not isolate yourself and continue your work with virtue and without malice towards those who would like to usurp your power. I kind of just feel like there is very much a need to find balance. It's Spirit's not saying like stop doing these things. It's just like let's take care of everything. Like you can do this. You can like maintain your sense of centeredness while still like pursuing these goals, these dreams. There was also in the first spread, and even a little bit in this one, there's a lot of red, which felt like a call to the root chakra. This need to like really ground yourself and make sure that you're staying centered in the world around you and in your body, and like making sure that you're not getting ahead of yourself, not like over intellectualizing things, just kind of taking things as they come to you. Grounded logic is kind of the message here. But now that we've got a feel where you are, you're very focused on your world, focused on your enterprises, chasing your dreams, your passions, and doing it beautifully, I will say. Like, there's very much this sense of pride around you, which isn't a bad thing. Like, you're just proud of how far you've come, how much work you're putting in, the results that you're seeing from it, and you should be proud of yourself, because it seems like you have worked very hard to get here with the King of Pentacles. Like, that emphasizes this journey of the whole pentacle suit. Like, you've kind of reinvented your world to be exactly what you want it to be. And now you're still like pushing forward, because it's like you hit a point of gratification, of satisfaction with where you stand, and now it seems like you're pushing even further, and you're like, all right, I've proven that I can do this thing, and now it's time to like move it forward even more. Which is beautiful, because the King of Pentacles in this deck really calls you to like look around and be like, are the things that you've earned what you wanted, or have your goals shifted along the way? And it seems like in some ways your goals have shifted, and you're adjusting your situation to that. It's almost like with the wheel as well in your energy. It's like you are forward thinking and like really pushing the needle is what I'm hearing. But what is this offer coming in? Considering this is very centered around, like, your energy is so centered around enterprises and kind of like career, especially with the Three of Pentacles having come out in the future, it seems like you are very focused on like business and maybe even just like creative endeavors, whatever this might look like for you. So before the offer that was coming through, it was sounding kind of love based. So I'm curious to see what cards are going to come out to define what this offer is going to look like. Yeah, let's just see. We have the Fool, the Emperor, and the Sun. Interesting. I'm going to do a slightly different spread. Instead of past and future, I'm going to have this be, we'll say masculine and feminine, and then present energy is the Emperor. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will do past and future. Yeah, so we'll say this is the energy of whoever is making this offer. I almost wanted to say the offer itself, but the spread doesn't kind of work with that. I'm really being called to use the Celtic Cross just because I've been doing that so much recently. I've been really enjoying the messages that it delivers. In the past, we have the Fool. But in the present energy, it's the Emperor. Which it is a little confusing, because these are such like, these almost feel like contrarian to one another, because of how the Emperor is like someone that is completed the Fool's journey almost, is someone of great power. He's like the embodiment of all the kings, so he has a deep understanding of how to like nurture people, but also like take very strong initiative while maintaining his sense of stability, and he knows how to like get shit done. And the Fool is like that energy of like giving up everything to start on a new path. I want to know more about the Fool. What was this about? Justice. The Six of Pentacles. I'm being told to be really patient with this and to just like pull cards. So we have the Three of Pentacles. So we'll just like, we'll keep pulling until I'm satisfied, because there's a story Spirit's trying to tell. Then we have the Psychonaut for the Emperor. which is very interesting. We have the Five of Cups. I'll explain all of this in a moment. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. I'm not going to pull anything for the Sun. Let's pull the Challenge. The Queen of Swords and the Six of Wands. Huh. And the Two of Swords. And then the Ace of Wands is in the Conscious. And the High Priestess as well. And the Nine of Swords. Okay. Subconscious. It's the Ten of Swords. Along with Death. And the Hermit. And we'll pull the other stuff in a minute. But what I'm getting from this is this person had some kind of grand reset, basically, with Justice and the Fool, and then the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. I almost feel like there was kind of an offer made to them in some sort of way, with the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, some kind of chance to build something new, to work with new people. And I'm almost getting the sense that you made this offer, whatever this was. Can I get some confirmation of that? What was the Six of Pentacles talking about? The Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords, like some kind of truth was revealed, some sense of like self-understanding, or some act of compassion was made towards them that like gave them a chance to start over. And then in the present, we have the Emperor, the Psychonaut, the Five of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. It almost feels like this person got like a chance to get into a new environment, get in around new people, work with new people. And now they're like, now that they've kind of found themselves in this Emperor position, the sense of like feeling really in control of their world. Now they're the Psychonaut, which is the feminine aspect of the Fool, which is like diving more internally. It almost gives like the beginnings of the High Priestess in a way. And it feels like with that energy of the Psychonaut, they're in the Five of Cups energy, having to process a lot of like past pains, reflecting on what exactly like their accomplishments have brought them. I want to expand a little bit more on the relation between the Five of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, because there's definitely more here. The Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands and the Empress. That is interesting. Sorry, I'm just going to read a couple of these while I try to figure out where we are. I'm really taking note of this thing with the treasure of the five of Cups. Says, there is nothing in the treasure chest. You need to fill it yourself with a change of perspective and new visions of the future, abandoning forced solitude. But also there's an aspect of it that says, seek comfort in those who really love you or in those who want to help you. Conversely, you could also abandon those relationships that should have finished long ago, which feels like the Eight of Pentacles. I'm almost getting the sense of like a sad embrace from it, from the way the statues are built. I'm going to look at the Eight of Pentacles as well, just to get a feel. No, I'm not. I'm going to look at the Eight of Wands. Stay focused on your journey. It is the right path for the goals you want to achieve. It feels like this person, it's so interesting that they're in the Emperor energy. With the Empress and the Eight of Wands coming out, it almost feels like they're on this path to their Empress. I am going to take this as love energy, because that's kind of it's the vibe that I'm getting. It's like there's so much desire here. Um, but the challenge to all of this is the Queen of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Swords. It feels like they need to find some sense of, I'm hearing some sense of initiative. We have the Knight of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Page of Swords. It's so interesting, the like contrast of the imagery between these two things. These two, oh, how do I do this? Give me a sec. I have to look at the difference in color between these cards. This side is so cold, but this side has such a warmth to it. It almost feels like, how do I describe this? I'm being told to come back, which pisses me off, honestly, because I know exactly what I want to say. I just don't know how to say it. We'll come back to it. I'm not going to try to force it out. Spirit has a vision to how this needs to be told. But I said it feels like there's such desire around this because of the Ace of Wands in the conscious, with the High Priestess and the Nine of Swords. It feels like they're having to face some kind of fear. They're kind of offering themselves an opportunity for their fears to be released, and it comes from this place of having been like exploring their internal world, with how we saw the Psychonaut earlier. The High Priestess feels like the direct result of that internal work of looking in, diving into their internal unknown. But in the subconscious, we have the Ten of Swords, Death, and the Hermit. And what's so interesting about this is how this like actually tells like a story here of like some kind of pain that took place, and the recovery of that pain, having to like really transmute that and understand that like it needs to be worked through. And the Hermit almost feels like they've been kind of like a recluse in some sort of way, having to like really pull within and like navigate what exactly their feelings about this Ten of Swords were. And I'm also noticing this looks like the Emperor that's standing here in the Death card. So it feels like this person is really having to navigate like the death of their empire, what they thought the empire was, and realizing what it could be. Maybe with an Empress energy, if you resonate with like the Divine Feminine. Honestly, both of these energies feel very masculine. They both feel very focused on their or have felt very focused on their external worlds. But it's almost giving me this sense where with you coming out as the Empress, where it's like the Emperor wants to work towards their Empress, like to have that confidant. It almost feels like you both are working through like the opposite aspects of your journey that you've worked through before. Like it feels like if you resonate with the Divine Feminine, it feels like you've been kind of stepping into your Divine Masculine energy and kind of exploring more of like what it means to be action oriented, kind of managing external resources and building in a very physical, tangible way, after like having come to a sense of like pure joy, bliss, and security internally. And now this masculine who has built an empire already, is already the Emperor, is now going within and like having to navigate the emotional, energetic side of the world. I don't know, but I'm curious what this Ten of Swords is. So we're gonna look at that. What is this like major disappointment? The Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Page of Cups. I want to read the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Bartholomew came out. Bartholomew, just a little context on what goes on in my brain. I have this little voice in my head. That sounds crazy, but it's not. There's like the voice of a house elf in my mind, where if I spend too much money, I have this little British voice, where he's like, "Don't squander your resources," and that's Bartholomew. He's my CFO of my brain. For some reason, he wanted to show his face for the Queen of Pentacles. Your throne is stable. The lady who sits there is well admired and perhaps envied. What is there still to do? Get up and follow the rabbit into its mysterious burrow. What I'm getting from this is it almost feels like a loss of the Queen of Pentacles. Wasn't the Queen of Pentacles in your spread somewhere? I can't recall. That might have been in the last reading. You know, I'm actually kind of being called to the way this is being displayed here, with the Queen of Pentacles on one side and the Page of Cups on the other. It almost feels like the union between these two cards. Like, I don't know, there's kind of a dichotomy between the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, in how just like the Queen of Pentacles is this energy of feeling like having a being like this embodiment of like feminine abundance. And then like the Page of Cups is almost like the opposite of that in a sort of way. Not exactly the opposite, but it's like it's almost like there's a sense of contentment with the Page of Cups in their like childlike aspiration and view of the world. So it almost feels like there was the disappointment could be around maybe these two not coming together in some sort of way, or I'm being asked to pull more cards. There's something I'm not getting here. The Five of Wands. Maybe a conflict getting in the way of these two. What is this Five of Wands? I'm hearing a distraction. The Two of Cups. Two of Cups. What? Shit. The King of Wands. Shit. Oh, that's backwards. Oh. That's interesting. the way that just played out. So oh. I pulled the King of Wands after the Five of Wands and the Two of Cups. So it feels like there could have been some kind of external situation going on. Maybe conflicting views of what the Two of Cups looks like, and with the King of Wands, like that could emphasize that point. Or there was like an external, like third party situation here. And I only say that because the Queen of Pentacles fell off of my leg. And when I tried to recover it, I accidentally put the King of Wands next to the Lovers and the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles was like left out. And it almost feels like there might have been some kind of situation of like, I don't know. Do you get what I mean? Okay, hold on. All the cards are going everywhere. I want to pull one more to kind of get an idea of what this is. kind of confirm. Yeah, the Seven of Swords, exactly. It feels like the Queen of Pentacles might have gotten stolen away. Or the Page of Cups got stolen away. Whoever you think fits that that role, I guess. And the Chariot is on the bottom of the deck. I don't know. I'm gonna put these. Well, we'll take them. Whatever. So there's a lot happening internally. They're having to like process what exactly happened, which is is funny because I had to like take a moment to like process how the King of Wands ended up in the Queen of Pentacles position. Yeah, it very much seems like the King of Wands. I'm almost getting this sense of not arrogance, but yeah, I mean, the King of Wands is like the message in this deck is you have to make an important decision about your life or the life of others. Obviously, this is the result of the life path consisting of decisions on where and above all on why to go to one place instead of another. And the Seven of Swords feels like a stolen opportunity, like you got stolen away by someone or something. Maybe by your work, but it's giving love with the Two of Cups. It seems like you might have fallen into a situation where this person was like, that should be me. Or maybe that it was your person, or maybe it was this person that got stolen away. That's not exactly clear. That's going to be up for you to decide. I'm not really going to go too deep into it. So there's a lot happening internally here. But in the conscious, we're going to go back. They've been kind of sitting with it more and processing their fear around it, some kind of anxiety. We have strength and then the Tower. The King of Pentacles, and then the Three of Cups. And again, I'm getting that sense from the King of Pentacles where it's like, you look at the empire you've built and deciding, is this what I want? And the Tower almost feels like, and this is also speaking to that death energy in the subconscious. It feels like there's some kind of rebirth taking place within them. And strength in, like these all coming out in the conscious makes it feel like it almost feels like there's a slight disconnect between their conscious and subconscious, but also like there is a connectedness. And what I mean by that is how it seems like there's a whole process going on internally that they're not really fully aware of, that they're not fully acknowledging of, like this desire for you in some sort of way. Like or like not processing what happened, but then in the conscious there's very much like, I don't know, it feels like it's being framed differently. With strength in the Tower and the King of Pentacles, it feels like they're kind of having to shift their mindset around what they want their world to look like. Maybe one of more celebration. Like this all looks very dark, brooding, and like, I don't know, like, and this card is so airy in contrast. It feels like they might be very locked into their root chakra, which again, and they're having to like really like explore their higher chakras. There's literally, we have 3 different higher chakras that are kind of dancing in unity here with a blue background, which would be the purple. That's not the crown chakra, is it? Third eye. Third eye. I don't know chakras by heart. I'm gonna be so real with you, but also the sacral and the solar plexus. It seems like they're kind of exploring that there's more than like what they're rooted into. And I say that's so interesting because the like kind of call of your spread was kind of like grounding yourself, locking more into the root chakra, getting yourself more involved with your physical world and your body. And this person's kind of having to break out of that, allow their sense of what is and isn't to crumble in a way, and lean more into like celebration than this like really serious broody energy. And that might be scary for them. That's why they're having to sit alone and like kind of face their fears and explore that. But I want to know how they're viewing this Ace of Wands energy, because it feels like there is kind of a... So the Knight of Swords, they want to communicate something. The Two of Pentacles. They're weighing up some options. Again, there's so much red. The King of Cups. The way they want to feel above what they'd like to have. I don't know. And for some reason, you're tied to that Ace of Wands. They see you being able as something that can like either help identify what is more important to them, or they have decided, and it like I don't know. This message is so clear, but then there's also moments where I'm like, I have no idea what's trying to be communicated here. I'm going to read the King of Cups just to kind of get an idea, because I'm not really sure how to take that in this situation. Stay on the throne as the King of Cups to manage the kingdom that is your life using your noblest side and avoiding being too rational or excessively emotional. The scepter you have earned is used to manage fairness, justice, to give wisdom to those who request it, and to enhance it in those who do not have enough. I almost feel like they could be trying, they want to come communicate something to you. They want to communicate the options that they're weighing up, because they see you as a wise individual. They feel like you would know what to do. Or you would know how to appreciate their perspective and approach it from a balanced place. But I'm kind of being drawn back to the challenge now, in how the Page of Swords, being the top card here, it's like really the only one I was drawn to, is this idea of like needing to open their perspective, being open to new ideas. It almost feels like they're going back to that idea of contrast between all these cards. It feels like they might be someone who is very tied to the logical realm, what makes sense. And they're not like very in tune with their heart. Again, that root chakra energy. It's like, as long as I can feel it, that's how I know something is, or like if I can physically touch something, that's how I know it's real. And the Six of Wands almost feels like this call to like step away from the Queen of Swords energy, that like stepping in away from like the I'm hearing talk of the physical world, and they feel kind of blind in this situation because it's so like unfamiliar. And again, I'm noticing the way this person in this like orange dress is walking forward. It's kind of like leading. It feels like, or I guess the solar plexus is yellow. Yeah. I don't know. They could be leading from like a more creative place, allowing different energy centers to guide the way than the root chakra. I don't know. It being like the sacral being right above the root chakra, it almost feels like they're slowly learning, like going up their chakra centers, learning what each part of their body is trying to tell them. And I don't mean that from like a place of like sensuality or sexuality. Like, I don't think it's very centered around that at all. I think it's more just like having a new creative approach to the way they live their life, thinking outside the box, letting their creative energy flow. And in turn, like the rest of their chakras are following here. We see hints of purple and blue and yellow. And the red is just the color of their staff. So it almost feels like there's... they have the root chakra to their advantage, and it's kind of like that can act as their defense system. But they're slowly learning to allow these other parts of their system to lead, and like really getting in tune with every aspect of themselves, and not just like what they've created, what is physically in their world, what is physically around them. But with the Knight of Pentacles and Judgment and the Page of Swords, there's kind of this sense of like really the process being a little slow going, and it's like difficult for them because they might be someone who's like I'm hearing if I'm not good at it right away, then it then it's not meant for me. And because they're having a hard time connecting with all these different energy centers that are coming up, um, it's tough to like find confidence in that. I'm gonna read Judgment. That's an interesting message. Being summoned by instinct or by higher tasks is one of the most common conditions for spiritual travelers and those of the physical world. I don't even know that I need to read anymore because that kind of tells me everything I know. It's like this, they're finally listening to their intuition instead of what makes logical sense to them. And it might be the kind of thing where they like look to other people in the physical world to get advice on enterprises. And this is the first time their intuition's like really calling them somewhere and like speaking loudly. And it's so unfamiliar. They're like really having to like figure out what it means to move in this way, is what I'm getting. This is a really interesting message. I've never, well, I don't know. This just feels so different from all the readings I've been doing. Enthusiasm and the desire to explore new lands and meet different people are favored, so go for it. Others will also come to meet you and bring gifts and news, friendships, and perhaps some new journeys. So it really feels like they're trying to like open themselves up to the possibilities, open themselves up to the possibility of you. I don't even necessarily want to pull like hopes and fears, external influences, advice and all that, because I don't think it's really pertinent to the situation. I kind of just wanted to get a feel of where their head is at. Maybe I'll pull, we'll pull external influences, and that's kind of it, because advice doesn't really apply here. The Six of Cups. There could be something keeping them tied to the past. The Three of Wands. And the Queen of Wands. I almost feel like you're this Queen of Wands, acting as an inspiration for them to walk away from the past, to walk away from what has felt comfortable for a long time. Or you're like enticing them towards this sense of childlike safety, childlike wonder, with the Page of Wands in the challenge, or Page of Swords in the challenge as well. But the Queen of Wands is also like, they have somebody that is like, that they're looking to as some kind of example. And that could be you. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, they're being guided in some sort of way to like really follow their passion and their intuition, and to kind of bring about what feels in alignment for them. I heard without lying to themselves. Very interesting. So I want to know more about this offer, because the first thing that I heard in the last reading was that there was an offer being made. There's some kind of offer, some kind of decision that you need to make. I want to kind of dive into what that exactly means, what that exactly looks like. I don't know if you guys remember from like a month ago, but like a month ago, there was this barista at this coffee shop I go to, and like I'd gotten a coffee and he and I were like flirting. There's nothing more to add to the story. I just saw him today and we smiled at each other. He didn't serve my coffee. He got there like right as I was leaving, but I don't know. I might try to like go in and get his number at some point, because there's something about the way we look at each other. Nobody looks at me like that. I don't know. It's so rare for someone to like look at me and I blush. I'm too powerful to be blushing over a fucking boy. Let alone the like, because I'm queer, you know. I'm pansexual, so like I'm open to all kinds of people, but most of the men in my area are like gross. Not necessarily like actually physically gross, but just like very tied to like toxic masculinity. And this is the first time I've like found a boy that like I genuinely get like feelings for. So it's like weird experiencing that. Anyway, that's my personal tidbit. I'm just like a little giddy about it because like he and I have like this, I don't know, weird unspoken flirtatious agreement. Which I've only seen him like a couple times since then, but you know, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if I should go get his number. Okay. So let's look at this offer that's coming towards you. Now that we have both your perspectives on this situation, we understand where both your heads are at. What is this offer? What exactly is what's the decision that needs to be made here? Some kind of offer of passion? Of inspiration? The Five of Wands? Well, actually, yeah, so it seems like this offer is something that, like, it does feel like this offer is coming to you, so it feels like it's something this person's, like, excited about. This person's, like, there was something that, like, pushed them to reach out in this way. But then we have the Five of Wands coming out after that. And I think this might bring up some complicated feelings within you. Yeah, it feels like by this offer being made, it might stir something up. What exactly? The Four of Cups. Okay, and then the Six of Swords. I'm not even going to get into these yet. I'm going to just continue the spread, and then we'll go back. I just want to remind myself of the aspects of this. Okay. So let's look at the expression. We have the Page of Swords, that's very interesting. But the Page of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, both of these were in the challenge position of this person's spread. So these being in the expression is almost like them. It feels like they're. It almost feels like they're like actually telling you what is hard for them about this. A lot of vulnerability there. We'll get more into this once I complete the spread, but let's see what's at the heart of this offer. The Ace of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Is that yeah, and the Two of Cups. Okay, so this is definitely like a love offer. I don't necessarily know that it's going to be made clear that it's a love offer right away. But then in the Power, we have the Ten of Swords. That's very interesting. It's giving, like, making up for past wrongs. Yeah, exactly, with the Ace of Pentacles. Like, trying to counteract that betrayal that they felt in the past. The motivation behind it is the Ten of Swords. It's like, there was more I wanted to say, but I don't know. But the Ace of Pentacles is also the motivation behind it. So it feels like there's very much like this is new grounds, a new thing. I don't know. We'll expand on all of this in a minute. And then we're gonna get the Passion. The Knight of Swords. Wow. Wow. Oh, it's just interesting how many cards are like repeatedly. Oh, so the Knight of Swords, the Sun, the Psychonaut, and the Wheel. We'll get into all of this in a moment. I'm sorry, I don't mean to tease you about it, but like, and then the Manifestation. It's just so interesting that like the different aspects of your two spreads that are coming out in these different aspects of this offer, it feels like this person has a real understanding of what you're experiencing and what you're going through. And the Nine of Wands is the manifestation. Like, they're ready to take on the challenge. And the King of Cups. Wow. Beautiful. Now, okay, before we get into it, I want to say if this is somebody that you do not want in your life, you have full agency. But they are coming in with, like, good intentions. It feels like this person is coming from a like, semi-balanced state. Maybe not, like, I don't know. It feels like they have things they still need to process. But it's coming from, like, I want to say healthy motivation and mindset of growth is kind of what I'm getting from this. I want to look more at the Page of Wands as the catalyst here. Or the seed of this offer. The Three of Cups. Yeah. It seems like this person sees the chance for you two to be, like, very, passionate with one another. But also the Three of Cups, like, you could celebrate one another. Like, they see this like really positive, uplifting energy that you're in, and they want to celebrate with you. The Six of Wands is on the bottom of the deck, so I'm going to take this as the overarching energy here throughout. But in the vision of the spread, we have the Five of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Six of Swords. It almost feels like there's some kind of conflict, either between you or in the world around you, because I'm pretty sure it was their spread where there was, like, the external influence was the Five of Wands. I might be mistaken. That might have been your spread. It might not have been either of your spreads, to be honest. I don't know where I got this. I don't know where I got that from. But it feels like with the Five of Wands and the Four of Cups coming out, there's some kind of dissatisfaction with the way maybe you view each other, or there's some kind of, I don't know, you're like at odds with one another in some sort of way. But the Six of Swords feels like the vision, this desire to change the perspective, to move away from that conflict, that turmoil, that pain and disappointment. Because the Four of Cups is kind of like one of those cards that's like having to really sit and process emotions and, like, evaluate the way things are making you feel. It feels like this person is doing that, and what their desire is to take that boat with you. The Six of Swords is like, it's like stepping away from the conflict of the Five of Swords and moving on to calmer waters, like new destinations, allowing the wind to guide you, maybe by spirit. That's kind of how I see that falcon in the sky, or I guess that's a seagull. I don't know why I saw it as a falcon. It's a seagull. But it feels like listening to the advice that spirit and the universe is, like, giving you. And then in the expression, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So like I said earlier, it's like they are being very clear about maybe wanting to take things slow, but having a new perspective on the connection. I want to get a little more on that. Oh, the Knight of Cups. That's kind of all I need to know. Exactly. It's like they I don't know, it feels like undeniable pull. Feelings being true. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, there is this sense of, like, not wanting to rush anything, but also, like, I feel this way. And then at the heart of it, we have the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Cups. So it feels like this recognition of your nurturing nature. I don't know why that sounded weird coming out. But understanding, like, the good nature within you. I'm going to read the Queen of Cups. Where's my guidebook? Oh. Walk along the path of compassion using your intuition, listening to yourself and those who, like you, are following the ways of spirituality. They could almost see you as this like in how earlier I think it was in their external was the Queen of Wands. It's like they're looking, they could be looking to you as this like key to connecting with themselves, in how it seems like they're exploring more of their chakra centers, exploring spirituality, exploring different aspects of life they've been a little disconnected from. And they see you as a way to nurture that, if not the key, through union, is kind of what I'm getting here. Like at the heart of it, they see the truth of you, is kind of what I'm seeing from this spread. We already talked about the power a bit with the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Like, I feel like there's very much this desire to make up for the pain that they've experienced in the past through a new outlet, walking through that new door, and taking full advantage of the possibilities, I guess. And then at the passion of it, we have wow, the most beautiful spread of cards: the sword, or the Knight of Swords, the Sun, the Psychonaut, and the Wheel. And this just speaks so loudly to me, because this feels like the perfect fusion of like all of I just accidentally locked my car. The different energies that were taking place within your guys' spreads. Oh shit. Ah, I have to go pick up my sister. I have to go. We will continue this. We are not done here. Look out for part 2. I love you guys. Bye.